For the last year, our family has been working hard to refit our Catamaran Sailboat. Our boat is a 1996 model, and a lot of the systems were outdated and in dire need of upgrade. We've already upgraded their batteries and our galley to be all electric, and then we tackled all of the navigational electronics with all new equipment, including new radar and chart plotter. Just a few weeks ago, we managed to install a brand new arch, which will house our ample solar array. But there's one thing that we've been wanting to do, and honestly, we've gone back and forth on whether or not the time expenditure would be worth it. If we're going to make this upgrade, now is the time to do it, and we've decided to convert our catamaran into an owner's version. This is going to be a huge job, and it's going to require a lot of thought. I'm not going to get this project wrapped up in one video, so look forward to more videos in the future, and if you haven't already, now would be a great time to subscribe to our channel.
Let's change our story, let's change our life. We'll do it our way, our own design.
It's not, you know, if the boat could survey great, or it could have issues just because it's been sitting. It's really hard to tell. Okay, hold on.
I'm trying to get this workbench out because this has got to become another berth, and then under what this workbench is actually pretty close to where the bed's going to be, and underneath that is going to be storage. So I'm trying to get this out. Whoever installed it had no intentions of it ever coming out. Pull off, and I don't know how difficult or easy this is going to go, but so far.
Oh gosh. Oh my goodness gracious.
You know, everything takes twice as long on a boat, and we're getting our very first lesson in that. What I think is here, see down here, the vinyl just pulled off, and I think this is a glue from the original, manufacturer at the time. But this feels like 5200. So I think there's a seam right here, and I think that this must have unpeeled, and then somebody went really, really thorough, heavy with the 5200, and then slapped it back up there. Yep.
The port side forward cabin is going to become a head, a shower, and bathroom space. Today I'm doing the job that I have been putting off for a very, very long time. I need to use this guy, Mr. Angle Grinder, as our friends at Sail Life refer to them, Mr. Angle Grinder. And we need to sand off all of the previous layers of paint and glue and everything so that I can get down to bare glass, so that I can start fairing it, and then we'll prep it and glass it out to make it a shower. I've already got it plastic sheeted to try to keep all of this dust from going in the rest of the boat. I've got this mask that's rated for fiberglass use. These eye protection that I bought really cheap at Walmart. I basically just need a good seal area. I'm gonna go through one of the deck hatches out front, and I'm gonna set a fan up to exhaust out. It blows this way. So I'm gonna put this fan. Oh, I know this didn't make sense. It's gonna make sense in a second. So I'm gonna put the fan right here. I've got it turned on. When I plug this in, I got it out on here. Oh, that feels real good. I got lots of air. So this space that I'm standing in right now, this is going to be a shower. There is a lot of it's really hard to see. Really hard to see on the video, but anyway, there's a lot of like weird kind of shape here because this was never really supposed to be finished at the factory. So what we're going to do is we're going to grind this all down, and then we're going to put some glass in here to fill in this where there's like a bowl, and then we're going to fair it all out and it's going to be smooth. I've been dreading this job, dreading it, but it's what we want to do, so I need to just bite the bullet and get it done. That sanding went terrible. Just awful. And I basically gave up. My mask was failing, the respirator mask, and my goggles were failing. I was getting grit in my eyes. I could feel it going in my mouth, and the ventilation that I had set up wasn't working nearly enough. And this stuff up here is so layered thick. I don't know if it's gel coat or it's just some sort of like, I don't know, bilge paint or something. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely from the factory. I needed to come up with a plan B. So what we're gonna do, and I've already started doing, is I'm going to layer on top of this. I'm not going to fiberglass over top of all of this mess. What I'm gonna do is, if you can make this out, I've already made a template. I glued it to the wall. But anyway, this template goes all the way to give me this shape. And it's out of little scrap pieces of this very, very thin, probably less than an 1/8 inch underlayment. This back wall is easy. I'm gonna screw it straight to the wall. And then on these walls, I'm going to put this wood underlayment on this wall again, and on the wall behind me here. So that's going to give me a nice clean working surface, and I'm going to then glass on top of that. I don't know if you followed any of that, but it makes total sense to me, and it should be interesting because it's definitely non-traditional. But you know what? That's what we do. We are non-traditionalists. So I've gone ahead and glued up all of these little strips because I've got a couple of little beads of hot glue just to kind of hold it to the wall. And then I'm going to take this outside and I'm going to trace it. That's it. It looks like I'm loose. The template for this wall right here, we went ahead and took outside, and this is my cutout for it. Oh, you know what? You know what the problem is? I raised the floor up. That's the problem. So back on this end here, I brought it up about 1 inch so that we would have a nice gradual 1/4 inch slope over the 3 feet that it went. I need to cut the bottom off of this now. That's what that means. That's why it's so warped. Okay, time for a quick update. The lighting is real bad because I've got an LED like work light right there. So sorry about that, but here is where we are. So I've got the back panel glued up and I put some screws in to hold it in place. Right here is that cutout. We're gonna cut that out still and glass all around it. I've got this sidewall glued up as you can see here. And I've got this sidewall glued up, and it's going to be a continuous panel all the way to the ceiling. And I'm going to try to make a little bit of an arch, because as you can tell with this camera angle, the ceiling is very rough. There's a lot of contouring, and I tried to sand it and it really didn't go well. So instead we're going to just basically frame it in. So I'm trying to create some nice gentle curves. Okay, so I've got everything formed up in here for the shower. This is the ceiling. I've got a real nice, I don't know if you can see that there. I've got a real nice arch here in the back, and then as it comes to the front, it kind of flattens out a little bit. And it does slope upwards this way a little bit because the whole contour of the boat slopes upwards. So that's just how it's gonna have to be. But I think I've got a real nice, visually pleasing curvature. What I think I'm gonna do, I don't have a lot of experience with fiberglassing. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and take this down, and I'm gonna glass it outside flat on an easy work surface, because the glass will be flexible and then I can put it back up. Also, right here there's a big gap, and also over here there's a big gap. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna utilize those gaps to run wires and lights. So I've got some lines drawn here, and I'm gonna have an LED light here and an LED light here, and then again over on this side, same kind of thing, LED light here and there. We'll have plenty of room to run wires. I'm gonna run them off of the same switch. This particular room tends to be kind of dark, so it'll be nice to have extra light. So I want to give a shout out to our newest patron, Scott Hilbert. Thank you so much for joining our crew. And I gave your message to Ella, and she just lit up ear to ear. Like, you don't even know. You really, really made her day. Thank you so much. I'm gonna have to end this video here, but there is a lot that has happened since this video concluded, and you definitely want to make sure that you're around for next week, because this is going to become a shower very fast. We are working our way to it, and then we're gonna start tearing into the rest of the bathroom this way. We're actually gonna remove some bulkheads. I'm crazy, right? I'm crazy. You don't want to miss that. Guys, if you're new to the channel and you want to see more content of our renovations and the way that we like to do it, I'm going to put a playlist right here of our renovations on this boat so far. See you later.